Yes, everybody, hello, good morning, welcome along to Football Talks, your weekly dive into the tabloid papers. Every Sunday morning we do a live show here on Football Talks. If you are new, welcome along. We're going through all the stories from the Premier League action. We're going through all the stories around the European football as well, because we've got some interesting ones coming up story-wise regarding players that have left the Premier League and are doing a little bit better as well. We're going to be talking Garnacho, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Rasmus Hojlund this morning. So there is a big Liverpool and Manchester United connection in with this. And obviously, we want your thoughts in the live chat as well. Give me your thoughts. Now, come on. I'm gonna start the show this morning by just mentioning, first of all, Garnacho. Yes. Sat on the bench again. First of all, coming on the pitch and claiming an assist that wasn't an assist for what they thought was the winner of the game for Caicedo. Now, this, I think, has just proved straightforward here for me that the grass, for one, isn't greener always on the other side. And I think Garnacho doesn't stand a chance at Chelsea. I really don't. And I'm not just saying that with my bitter mind, working overload with my red-tinted glasses on at all with that there. But again, yesterday, Manchester United fans seen, Chelsea fans seen for the first time, the good and the bad of Garnacho. Like, he was useful down that left-hand side when he came on. I'm not going to take it away from him. And he did do some okay things on the left-hand side. But this is the point we're trying to make here as well. Chelsea, if they're going to use Garnacho, I don't think are going to be able to compete at the top. They're not going to be able to challenge like they should be doing. They're world champions and have got aspirations of winning the Premier League. They should be challenging for the Premier League. It's as simple as that. They should be in there and trying to win this title. And straight away, we've seen flaws in Chelsea's armour. And Garnacho was an option. Obviously, they brought in and tried to mix up their team yesterday under Maresca. I don't know why. The substitutes did change the game a little bit for them when they came on in the second half. But Garnacho, for one, that wasn't an assist. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Calm down a little bit. The whole celebration in that corner for Chelsea in that game, like it was this big moment that everything had come together. It really didn't. It was just a bit of luck, and it came out to Caicedo, and he was the one that made that goal with an absolute thunderbolt. But then Chelsea fans seen the bad side, the dark side, the player that doesn't want to work, the player that doesn't want to track back, the player that doesn't want to put the amount of effort in that is necessary to play for a Maresca side. And the goal came in injury time when Chelsea were looking like they were popping right back up there into contention again alongside the likes of Arsenal and Liverpool, right up there at the top of the table. Garnacho falls asleep at the back post and Brentford score an injury time, 94th minute injury time equaliser. And oops, he's done it again. Yes, he did. Garnacho showing exactly why Ruben will not use him, exactly why Ruben needed more from him at Manchester United, and I think he didn't like it. He thought he should be elsewhere and doing more elsewhere. Again, the entitlement factor of certain players moving. It's not always the best scenario. It's not always the best thing to move on just because you feel like you're not getting the rub of the green. And then this is just a point to bring up for Kobbie Mainoo as well in his situation. If he's thinking about moving on from Manchester United, look, and we said this just previously a moment ago on FUTV as well, when you look at the players that might have convinced him it is better on the other side, the grass is greener. You look at Marcus Rashford sat on the bench for Barcelona, not getting 90 minutes yet. Garnacho sat on the bench at Chelsea, coming on and is now getting daggers thrown at him by Chelsea fans because he's fallen asleep in the game at the back stick. It's not on the club. It's the fact that these players just weren't willing to work under a certain manager and they were told and put in their place. Don't be the same as them. That's the message, I think. And this doesn't go out to Kobbie Mainoo. This goes out to every player. You think that because the manager isn't picking you, it's because he doesn't like you. No, it's not always the case. Yeah, there are some circumstances that managers really take too far, I feel. And you could see a player being completely isolated or frozen out just because he doesn't like his attitude, doesn't like the way he lives, doesn't like the lifestyle, things like this. But really, what a manager should be doing is getting hold of that player, sitting him down and convincing him that this is the way that it's going to be. Otherwise, he's out of the door. That is where we're at with Garnacho, I feel. I think he thought a move away from Manchester United was the best option. He thought he was just going to go and smash it at Chelsea. That's where he was going to be wanted. That's what he wanted to do. It'd be interesting to see if he gets a starting place at Old Trafford on Saturday when Chelsea travel to Manchester United. That's going to be very interesting to see if he gets any minutes at all, because the reception alone for him will be one of pure negativity, I feel. There won't be anyone welcoming back Garnacho, I don't think. And look, there'll be some fans there that will, and obviously there are certain fans of football that are different to others, that just love the players and what they do and follow the player and not the team. I get that. That's just part of football. No problem with that at all. And there are other fans that really are tribal, that really are just completely live every day from their club, the news from the club, the games that they play, looking ahead to the weekends. And these types of fans are the ones that are just not buying what Garnacho is, I don't think. And he's going to find out very quickly at Chelsea that under Maresca, he's going to have to work. Under Maresca, he's not going to start games. There are better players ahead of him. And yes, Gittins really didn't pull up many trees. There are certain players that are out, but when Cole Palmer comes back into that side, I don't know where Garnacho is ever going to feature, because he is so far down the pecking order. It is ridiculous. And again, it was there for everybody to see. He didn't track his runner. It's all about the highlights. Get my picture in the corner with everybody celebrating. Well done on the attacking side. But managers these days want more. And if you don't put the defensive work in, you will be found out. And Garnacho, I think, was found out yesterday, big time. And it cost Chelsea 2 points. And straight away, that's going to go right into the mindset of Maresca, and that's going to be something he picks up on. You cannot afford to do that. When you are in front, it's injury time, and you are defending a lead, then you have to be fully switched on to the defensive duties. And it was poor. It was very poor from Garnacho in that game. Let's get some comments on this. Early doors, I know a lot of United fans will want to have their say on this one as well. But Garnacho's performance last night showing that Manchester United actually did get a good deal for Garnacho. Or do you think it is just early first game nerves and he's just switched? I mean, you cannot switch off though, can you? You can't as a Premier League player. I was roaring when Brentford equalised at the hands of Garnacho, says Gems. I think a few United fans were. They really were. I was very impressed with Brentford yesterday, said Jeffrey. That's the truth. It's a good comment, actually. Brentford were excellent against Chelsea yesterday. I didn't expect that at all, because Brentford have had a bit of a shaky start, but they have come back strong, and credit to them, credit to Brentford, because they did actually go at Chelsea and their game plan worked absolutely perfect on Maresca. So yeah, credit to them. Rather have a Mount as a mascot in the stands instead of Garnacho at the right post. What's that mean now? I don't know if there's a typo in there, but yeah, don't quite make that one. Pete says, I just can't wait to take Garnacho out when we play. Oh, we said this all along, haven't we? There's a lot of United fans right now waiting for that moment when he comes back, when he gets flattened or absolutely steamrolled by a Matthias de Ligt or a Harry Maguire or something like that. Tom O'Thailand says, sweet. Tom, just watched the FU TV show. Changed my name, but still can't comment. It's so frustrating. Sorry about that, Tom, mate. YouTube is a real pain in the ass with stuff like that, buddy. We are trying behind the scenes. It is difficult. I'm speaking to another YouTube manager as well, coming up soon as well. So I'll let you know on that one, mate. Garnacho thinks he is a mega player. The grass is greener. That's because the shit is put on. That's because the shit is put on it. Garnacho is every man's a waste of time. Okay, I like that one. Chelsea should be winning everything over 1.5 billion spent in a few years. That's from Compost Smith. Lawrence says, Chelsea are so shaky. I see big 3 points next weekend to kickstart our season. What about today, Lawrence? Kickstart it today by beating City, then beat Chelsea as well. But Brentford, who we have also got in a couple of games' time, showed against Chelsea what they can do, and that won't be an easy game for Man United. Early kickoff as well in that one. Let's see what else we've got in here comment-wise. We watched the Spurs game. They're looking good, but Harry Potter won't have long. Graham Potter she's talking about there. Kuto says, haha, my buddy is a Chelsea fan. Had me cracking up telling me how shit Garnacho's defensive was. There you go, straight away. Chelsea fans cottoning on to what Garnacho really is. He has got a right job on his hands there, Maresca, with Garnacho. Whether or not he gets the best out of him, we will see looking into the future of Chelsea's season. I think he'll get game time because they're in multiple competitions, and obviously you have got that at least where he will need to rotate his team, and he will need a lot of them options that he's got. He's got a massive squad. I think Maresca's got 2 players for every single position right now. In fact, get into the comment section right now. Give me a position. Just put the position alone in the live chat. Go right now. What position will Chelsea finish this season? Just put in there. First, second, third, fourth, whatever you want to put in. No comment needed. Just where you think Chelsea are going to finish. Pile into the comment section right now, everybody. Let's gauge what we think. We talked about Garnacho, the signings. I wasn't impressed with Gittins. I wasn't impressed with Garnacho. I wasn't impressed with Chelsea overall, really. It was mundane. It was very, I think, dull. Especially the first half. Cole Palmer comes on. My God, that guy's a good player. He is an absolute baller, isn't he? Like, he just knows where to be. Cole Palmer knows exactly where to be on the pitch. I love him. And I think he is, let's just say, I think one of the best players in the Premier League. I think he's top 5 in the Premier League. And that's where I rate Cole Palmer anyway. I think he's that good. And he changes Chelsea so much. With him in the side, Chelsea are a different proposition altogether. He is quality. I read one comment from a Chelsea fan saying Garnacho looks like a car crash victim, and the surgery has surgery's been done by Mr. Nick. Adam, did you see the Leeds own goal was a beauty? I've not watched that. It's the only game I've not watched the highlights back to yet. The games were dull yesterday, weren't they, to be honest? We did the watch-along game on Football Talks. Thank you if you was part of that. And we chose the Everton-Villa game. Bad decision. But then again, I looked at the rest of the 3 o'clocks and it was like, there isn't much else happening here. This has been a real poor start to the Premier League coming back again. Hopefully today's games are a lot better. But yeah, there was only really the Brighton and Bournemouth game that had any sort of real excitement about it. Valderrama obviously scored on his debut for Newcastle, which was good for him and for Newcastle and Eddie Howe, bumping them right back up to the top half of the table. But that was it. It was an absolutely shocking day for football. Palace and Sunderland, drab 0-0. Drab 0-0 that we watched with Everton and Villa. Villa are the ones. Villa, by the way, 4 games, no wins, no goals. Has that ever happened to any Premier League club? I seen it, like, I was looking at it and I didn't even realise until the stat came up on social media, but Villa haven't scored a goal yet. You're into the middle of September and your team's not scored. You're a little bit depressed about that, aren't you, as a football fan? Surely that's going to change, but 4 games in, no goals for Aston Villa. That is mad. I didn't realise that. I really didn't know that was the case. But yeah, sluggish, slow start to the season for Villa. They are struggling early doors, and the players that they've got, I really don't rate their chances. I don't this season. I think they are going to be a team that really struggles this season, and I do think that it might have caught up with Unai Emery. I do. I think it has. Quickly on, just double checking something. Right, yeah, no, covered. Everything is there. I want to move on. Manchester United fans will be interested in this one about Rasmus Hojlund. We are going to talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold as well. Oh, God. That doesn't look like an easy situation developing there at Real Madrid either. But Rasmus Hojlund scored on his debut. I'm sure most Man United fans seen this yesterday. And good on him, to be honest. So the deal is that he has to play a certain amount of games, and Napoli need to be in the Champions League next season. Napoli are 3 from 3. De Bruyne is smashing it. McTominay is doing his bit again, and Rasmus Hojlund is scoring. And his first goal for Fiorentina, so for for Napoli was against David De Gea as well. That alone is worth talking about. But yeah, well done to Rasmus Hojlund. I'm happy for him. As a Man United fan, I do think that it benefits us anyway, because it just guarantees 38 million quid coming into the club in the summer. And we all know the story behind what Herzl was talking about with Carlos Baleba, like we discussed on FUTV earlier on. Obviously, Herzl are concerned and dropping Carlos Baleba out of the side. Could something happen in January for Carlos Baleba for Manchester United? Rasmus Hojlund is guaranteed money for Manchester United now going into the new summer transfer window. 38 million quid already coming United's way. I know it's only 3 games in, but 100% so far for Napoli. All they have to do is make the Champions League, so top 4 for them. Rasmus scoring goals. There is a professional right there that was kind of made to leave Manchester United. Football decision. And then Garnacho is the complete opposite. There's the difference in professionalism in footballers right there. Rasmus Hojlund kept his cards close to his chest. Didn't come out on social media. Didn't blast his mouth out everywhere. Full respect for Manchester United. Wanted a permanent move. Didn't want to come back to United and carry on getting his wages like some players have. Rasmus Hojlund wanted to go to Napoli or wherever, to a club that really wanted to commit to him. And he's got off to a flyer. Goal on his debut. Congratulations to him. His price is what it is. It just guarantees Man United will recoup the majority of that money, and the Rasmus Hojlund era at the football club is over. But I think the big point in this is today, and what we're looking at in the show, the difference in players moving on to other clubs. Sometimes a club is the right fit. Sometimes a club just works for that player. Like McTominay going to Napoli turned into an instant legend. MVP, won the Scudetto, absolutely brilliant first season in Italy. Could Rasmus Hojlund do exactly the same? There are clubs that just suit players, and there are leagues that suit players better. And this is where recruitment comes in. But it also, on the playoff, they take advantage, I feel, of scenarios within clubs. And I think this is what Garnacho and Marcus Rashford have done. Garnacho not done anything this season yet. Marcus Rashford not done anything this season yet. 1 game in for Rasmus Hojlund. He's top of the league. He looks like he's nailed on for another trophy in his cabinet, and he's already scored a goal taken by the Napoli fans. And good luck to him. I really do think that he deserves this. And I feel like he has been an example this weekend. And I've loved the fact that he has scored and doing well. And compared to Garnacho and the criticisms he's getting, sometimes you get what you deserve in football. And I think this weekend has proved that, with 2 players leaving, Manchester United in particular, and obviously the differences in performances and praise that's coming their way that we're talking about, and many others, according to what people are saying at their clubs at the moment anyway. But Napoli loving Rasmus Hojlund. Chelsea not so keen. And they're probably looking at Man United right now and go, you gave us Jadon Sancho, and now we've actually paid you to permanently take Garnacho. Right now, Manchester United look like we have got a really, really good deal. And that's it. Sorry, bear with me a second, everybody. My phone is ringing. It's my son. Alfie, mate, you're live on YouTube at the moment. You okay, buddy?
I'm actually live.
Yeah, I've just answered the phone. I'll try and ring you back after the show, mate. All right, say hello to everyone, though, yeah? Yes, YouTube. Nice one, mate. Cheers, mate. See you in a bit. See you in a bit, buddy. Yeah, that was Alfie. He was 18 yesterday. I missed his call. I wasn't going to miss it again. So, yeah, Alfie's had his little cameo on YouTube this morning. But, yes, Stu reckons, I asked the question a minute ago, where will Chelsea finish this season? This has varied here. I'm just going to run through these quickly before I come into other comments as well. Stu says 2nd, Ian says 4th, Bab says 5th, 2nd, 5th, 3rd, 6th, 6th, 3rd, 4th, 3rd, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5th. Yeah, it looks like everybody's on the same page here. Glenn with the super chat also says, I saw a post on social media that was a pic of Garnacho looking like a pub from the 80s. From the 80s, laugh out loud. You can't unsee stuff like that, says Glenn. No, you can't. You can't. Mike says, Amorim should be sacked. Can you imagine Fergie buying players and leaving them on the bench? He is a clown. Don't know what you're alluding to there, mate. Like 3 games into the season, I'll let it play out. Completely irrelevant to what we're talking about this morning, nobody. I don't know why you're going on about that. Win, lose, or draw, Manchester will always be red, says Tomo. I agree with that one. I do agree with that one. Let's see what else we've got in here as well. Good morning to you as well, Stephanie. Good morning to all my mods from FUTV and from Football Talks. Doing an outstanding job this early Sunday morning. I've got a really busy day today. So we've got kids football, under 12s after this. We've got content coming up in between. We've got the watch along, obviously. But before that, Kaz is on her way back from Wales this weekend. Now, driving back from Wales now to get back in time for our game this afternoon for Winton. There it is. Yep. Winton ladies this afternoon as well. Oh, yeah, it's going to be an absolute mega day today. Football all the way. All I did yesterday was watch football. That's all I've done all weekend. Full football fix this weekend. I needed it after the international break. So badly needed it. But, yeah, it's going to be a mad one. And then you've got Alfie calling me as well. Well, we're live. Love it. Right, Adam, today is the first game since the birth of my 3rd daughter. Hopefully, she's good luck. She's a good luck charm. Mate, mega news. Congratulations again on that one, mate. I hope it does work out to be a good day for you. A few people were talking on FUTV before. We had a birthday, a newborn, a second newborn now as well. Up the Devils there in the chat as well. It feels like it's going to be a good day today. Please don't have just balls that up, Adam. Please don't balls that up by dropping that in there. That's absurd that I'm a dad. I don't know about that. I do look old, don't I? I've not moved for 2 days at gym after this and get my ass into gear. Lazy ass, Stu. Come on, mate. Get moving. Let's see what else we've got. One thing for sure, one set of fans that will be singing Sacked in the morning today. Is Pep Guardiola under pressure if he loses today, by the way, everyone? That's another question I want to pose. Pop out there. Get your comments in on that. City fans not confident with Pep Guardiola at the moment. It was just the vibe I'm getting. There'll be some that put on that front and say, no, it's Pep Guardiola. He's not going anywhere. He's the best that ever lived. We know that's not true, but still, in City fans' eyes, a lot of them are still, I think, kidding themselves a bit here. There is trouble brewing at the Etihad, I feel. And you just look at the likes of, like, they shouldn't even be looking. Like, Man United are in a dark place still. Look, but today's big. Like, if they lose to Man United today, they could probably say that's title chances over. Because if Liverpool beat, and check this out, if Liverpool beat Burnley today, they're already, I think, what would it be? If they beat them today, they would already be 9 points, is it? Yeah. If they beat Burnley and City don't beat Manchester City or lose to Manchester United today, City could be 9 points behind Liverpool after 4 games. That is unthinkable in a title challenging season. That, for me, is game over. City are out the title race. They're challenging for top 4 again. Is that good enough for Pep Guardiola? That's the question I think everybody should be asking right now. Is that good enough? I don't think it is. For the amount of money that he's spent, what he spent in January, what he spent so far this summer as well, I don't care if you've got injuries. He isn't getting the same out of this Manchester City side. I don't think the players can continue with what Pep needs. He's not adaptable, and this is why he moves on from club to club. This is the longest he's stayed at any club as a manager at Manchester City. And, credit to him for that. I get that. But we're also seeing the cracks and the chinks in the Pep Guardiola armour because he has stayed at a club longer than 3 years. And now you're seeing problems of players that really could have done with something different in terms of a manager and a different style of football. I think that's what we're looking at right now. And I don't believe that these players can keep up with Pep intensity for 6 or 7 years. It just doesn't work that way. Fergie continuously changed his style, tweaked his style, different systems, different formations, adapting constantly. Pep Guardiola, I don't think, does this and can't do this, which is why Sir Alex Ferguson will always be the best manager that ever managed in the Premier League and in England. Pep Guardiola, I'm sorry, good manager, doesn't come near him. Right. Just checking out on everything else. Right. Let me just. Sorry, I was checking on some news. Right. Yeah. No. I was just checking my timetable there for a minute, just making sure that everything was set. We are at football straight after this as well. So, yeah. Making sure I've got my timetables right. I had a little bit of a panic then that I thought I'd missed something. Anyway, quickly. On to Trent Alexander-Arnold. And we are looking now, I feel, at a big problem brewing for Trent Alexander. We've touched on this before. We've mentioned and we've talked about the problems that are coming around for Trent, not playing, not featuring. And again, another player that's left the Premier League hoping for that bigger and better thing, and it's just not worked out for him. Danny Carvajal playing for Real Madrid, I think club legend, the amount of time he's been there, fighting for position alongside Trent. I think he's in trouble. I really do right now. So I want Liverpool comments in as well on this one. Does Trent Alexander-Arnold need to be looking elsewhere? If Xabi Alonso is going to be the permanent manager, he's not fitting in at that side. He's not fitting in there. Like, he could get games. And I know, like we said, it's early doors, and all we've played is domestic football for every single team so far. European football hasn't started, and that can come in and that can actually start to kickstart a few more appearances for everybody. For the likes of even Garnacho, Rasmus Hojlund, and Trent, who we're talking about today. I don't see it working out for him with Xabi Alonso there. He's very strict in what he wants to do, and Carvajal will always play. Like, that man is an absolute beast of a fullback, and if you had to choose between both of them, then you're not going to. In fact, let me just have a quick look as to his actual stats so far this season for Trent, because there's a lot of people talking about it, and this is in the papers again, which is why we are talking about it right now. Okay, so in terms of Trent Alexander-Arnold so far this season, he started one game against Osasuna, came off after 68. Then he had 3 minutes in the next game. He started and came off after 72 minutes against Mallorca, and then he was on the bench again. So he started 2 games, and he's not featuring. He didn't feature again this weekend. For somebody to come in at the level of Trent Alexander-Arnold and not play 90 minutes yet is big. And now Carvajal is back as well, competition for him. Don't get me wrong, Real Madrid have had a very, very good start to this season. They have 4 wins from 4, 100% record, and it's comfortable so far. It's a good start for Alonso. But for Trent to not play a full 90 minutes yet, to max out at 72 minutes is his best so far, you could see more game time coming, like when European football comes in. But we've done this before. There was already talks and unrest behind the scenes at Real Madrid, and the problem that he's got there is he hasn't got the backing like he always had at Liverpool. It's not his home club, it's not the Premier League, it's Real Madrid. And this is the thing again, when players get this, I have to go and play at Real Madrid, I have to go and try that out. You can't turn down Real Madrid. Well, you have to think about it at least, and is it the right move? There has been talk, and we did a separate video on this before, about Trent being a target for Manchester City to go back in, and him not even making a year out of his time at Real Madrid. That would be absolutely staggering. It really would. But that's the last thing I want to leave you with on the show, and get your thoughts on it. So if you are catching up later on, please do drop your comments into the comment section. Out of the 3 players that we've talked about in detail this morning, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Alejandro Garnacho, and Rasmus Hojlund, it just goes to show, doesn't it, that, in my opinion anyway, and I want your opinions on this, you have to make sure that, not just because of the club and the stature, you have to make sure about everything with the move. It can't always be about money. It can't always be about the glitz and the glam and where they actually are, what the lifestyle is and things like that. Does the football have to come first? Rasmus looks like he's made the right choice. and he's been structured, and he's been very, very detailed about it. The other two just don't seem to have for me. Anyway, that is our show this morning on Football Talks. I've got a busy football schedule. I'm going to have to get going now. But thank you, everybody. Absolutely love that show again. Thank you, mods. Thank you, everyone who's jumped across from FUTV as well. If you're coming over for the first time, subscribe to Football Talks. There is more and more content coming your way, everybody. Please give the video a like as well. We're nearly at 100 likes here on the show this morning. I will see you all later on. The content continues. It's a busy, busy day here on Football Talks and FUTV. I'll see you all later on, everybody.